Hey guys, Captain Foley here. It's time for another Eaglemoss product review. And of course, today we're going to be talking about something Star Trek. And it's a model. So there you go. I don't have the book for this one. They didn't send it with this shipment. I don't know if it's coming later. I didn't also get the book for the Space Dock or the Discovery Enterprise. So, because a lot of times these are sent to me before they're released to you guys, and sometimes the printed material isn't quite ready yet. So we don't have a book to go with this one, but that's okay. This is a cool little piece, and we're going to take a look at it. This was actually featured in Ships of the Line calendar, and it's got an interesting name because this ship has been a few other ships, if you know what I'm saying. But we'll talk about that in a second. So here it is, the USS Bonaventure in the box. Very cool little design. Now, as I said, this one, the Bonaventure, has been seen in the animated series where it's kind of a bloated, weird-looking Constitution class almost, with really weird proportions. It's also been seen in the Spaceflight Chronology book by Rick Sternbach. Much different design in there. I think there's been a few other ships named Bonaventure over the years in side canon, like FASA and a few other things. But this one is one of the better designs, I think. There it is there. So it maintains that TOS vibe. It's got a very nice look to it. A lot of people either love this one or you hate this one, I guess, because I've heard a lot of hate for it. But fantastic little model. This was actually a ship that was designed after the success of the NX class. So it's got that integrated look with the deflector at the front, but very TOS style, because it's like the next evolution. This is kind of like where Discovery is right now, that kind of era, just pre-Constitution class, or same time as the Constitution class. It is it doesn't have the cage style in the cells by any means, but it does have the black banding on the side of the saucer, just like the Cage Enterprise. So it's in that time period. So this is something we should probably see flying around during Discovery. But awesome little model. I really like this ship. I mean, when I first saw it in the Ships of the Line calendar, it was kind of like, had one of those views. It didn't look fantastic. It did look a little bulky at the front, but I think it's great. It's a cool little design, especially once you hold it. It just really works actually from the side. And the only real issue I have is from the top. It doesn't really do it for me from the top, but that's all right. That's all right. So as you can see, it's got the registry on each side, much like the Shinjo and USS Bonaventure NCC 1000. So that's really cool. The registry is really great. It's the classic TOS lettering, which is nice. Like I said, it's got those black bars on either side of the navigation lights. The hull, the Aztecing, it actually has the Aztecing pattern of the refit Enterprise. It's got the same almost like Mayan type symbols there for the Aztecing, which looks fantastic, by the way. I think it just looks great. It's got a red stripe, the red pinstripe, or Federation banner, going all the way down from the beginning of the deflector to the front of the bridge, and then the standard dual stripe, like we see on the back of the Constitution class secondary hull, all the way down to the shuttle bay. So that's a beautiful tie-in as well. The bridge module and the BC deck, they are gray, and again, they incorporate some elements. The shape of that bridge module is very reminiscent of the refit era Enterprise. So it's got a nice tie-in between the Cage TOS and refit, actually. There's a lot of cool elements here. That front deflector, not a lot of amazing detail there, but for the size it looks really good. It looks really good. the integration might not be what a lot of people like. Why isn't it set in? Why is it a dish on there? That's just the aesthetic of the period. So I have no issue with that at all. I think that actually looks pretty great. It's a nice evolution of the NX01's deflector array. So moving to the back here, we got the shuttle bay. Not a lot of detail at the back underneath the shuttle bay that like we see on the Constitution class and stuff with the different colors there, but still, I mean, that looks pretty good. Going to the bottom of the saucer, again, you've got that secondary, or that stripe, all the way through right to behind the planetary sensor dome. Now, it's hard to tell what's plastic and what's metal on this, but you can see the separation ring where they snap the two together. That's fine. I actually like it there. That's a good place for it. It's kind of a natural place for a line like that, and it's on the bottom, so it's not really a huge deal. It's not like it's on the side or on the top where it's very visible. So that's a very cool feature. It also has the standard eyebrows, as they're called, or the landing legs, which makes me wonder if this thing can land. I wonder where the rear landing leg would be. Those eyebrows on the Enterprise are landing legs for when it separates, and it lands on the neck as well. So they're not colored gray like they are on the Enterprise. They're just outlined in gray, so that's cool. There's some inset windows on the side of the saucer, but they're not very deeply inset at all. It's like they changed their mind. Plus there's also nothing printed over top of them, so they're not like misaligned with any kind of highlighting and stuff. However, I feel like I should probably go in there with like one of the Gundam markers, which is a fine tip marker for doing windows and stuff on models, and just hit some of those, make them black. I think that would make this look way better. Always looking for ways to improve on the Eaglemoss look. This bottom scoop here, you got like a corrugated area. Not sure if that's supposed to be some kind of retractable door or something. Probably not, but it looks very cool. The bottom of the secondary hull again has some great paneling, some darker gray paneling with lighter gray mixed in there, and of course the classic, yellow circle and same elements that are on the bottom of the secondary hull of the TOS Constitution class. Moving to the struts, they're a nice visual representation of like an advancement in the NX01 strut. Not straight, not quite angled a lot, just a little bit of angle there. And of course they got the black windows of the Constitution class, which is nice. The inner part has like a vent system, or a grill, and instead of each grill being gray, it's just a gray stripe across them all. Looks very neat, so I have no real issue with that, to be honest. The nacelles are really nice. Again, they kind of have, from the side, they kind of have the same kind of dimensionality and the way they angle back. It's not like the TOS Enterprise. It feels more like the Discovery Enterprise to me, with that kind of shape at the back, but beautifully done, absolutely gorgeous. Got the rear end caps the same as the production version of the TOS Enterprise. Got the four fins instead of the two. The Constitution class only has two on top of each nacelle. This has two on top and two on the bottom of each nacelle, so a little bit different look there, but that again looks absolutely glorious. On the Discovery Enterprise, I think there's actually three fins, so no issue with that as well. It's got some ribbing or some segmented pieces of the nacelle, which again the TOS Enterprise does not have, but that works. Again, I think that's fantastic, that detail. The side banner or pinstriping, it looks beautiful on both sides. No issue with alignment or anything like that. And the detail's good. The NX1000, or the NCC 1000, sorry, stands out really well there. The front of the nacelles also tie in with Enterprise a little bit, and also the Discovery Enterprise, with the little ridging on the 4 points there. So that's really nice, and they're nice, clear, but not too clear, plastic. The light doesn't really shine through them so well, but they always have that constant nice red color, which is really great actually. So There you have it. Now as far as alignment goes, everything looks fantastic, even from the side. This closer nacelles a tad down, like a tad, like a hair or two lower at the back than this one. Not even noticeable unless you're obsessed and you got OCD like I do. But even I wouldn't care. I'm not going to change that. So, but there you go. That is the USS Bonaventure. I wish I got the magazine for this. I would have loved to learn a little bit more about it. I do have some schematics and things down on the computer that talk about it that I looked at briefly yesterday. That's where I read that it was an evolution from the NX-01 lineage and the success of that ship. And I think it's a great evolution from the NX-01 to that TOS era. So absolutely gorgeous. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take it over and take a look at it on the stand and wrap this video up. Alright guys, here she is on the stand, and this is where it would have been good to have the book because the stand is kind of odd. It's got two really small little slits in it, as you can see, and they kind of angle this way a little bit. So it looks like it should just naturally go onto the struts. However, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't sit properly. There's absolutely no way to get it on the saucer, which is the standard way that the Eaglemoss ships go. So I assume this is the correct way. It just feels really awful, like I'm going to wreck the nacelles by doing it. Plus, it doesn't sit perfectly. It's kind of it almost feels wrong. So I wish I had the magazine to tell me exactly how to put it on the stand. That's the only way I can figure that it goes. So anyway, let's continue our look. Alright, so here she is, looking beautiful. I do like that Aztecing on the TOS style. That's really cool. Like I said, it ties a few elements from the refit, the cage, and just TOS in general into this design. And does it in a very elegant, beautiful way. It's actually really growing on me as a ship. That front part bothers me less and less the more I see it. So yeah. So again, on a low shelf, this thing looks beautiful from any angle. Really stands out well. So that's great. Moving to an eye level shelf. More straight than a lot of them, which I really like. I do appreciate the straight feature, although I don't know, again, if it's supposed to be like that. I'm supposed to seat those in better because if you look, they're not seated in very well. That's as far as they'll go without really scraping off paint or whatever, so I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to go, which is a shame. And if you put it on a higher shelf, again, it looks really great. There's some great angles that you can get for it, and looks really nice. So there you have it, guys, the USS Bonaventure. Great little ship. This was a great addition. And I saw that they were doing this. I was like, oh, do they have to? Because I remember not being super impressed seeing it in the Ships of the Line calendar. But now, I got to tell you, man, this thing is awesome. I would definitely suggest going to pick it up. And if you want to do so, you can click the link down below. Head on over to the Eaglemoss site via our link, and that helps us out. But if you want to help yourself out, if you have an order of $50 or more, when you check out, if you use the discount code Trekyards, all one word, you will save yourself 15% off orders of $50 or more. Now keep in mind, it doesn't apply to all the special edition ships or a few other things, but generally the discount code will work for the majority of the ships over there. So if you want to check it out and maybe grab yourself this one, pre-order it, by all means go ahead and do so, and save yourself some money. So anyway, guys, that's it for this week. Thank you for joining me again, and don't forget to tune in next week. I don't know what I'll be looking at, but it'll be something cool from Eaglemoss. So this is one of my more highly recommended items from them. Definitely worth checking out. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As always, click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to both channels, this and the Captain Foley personal channel. And also check out other videos and reviews by us as well. Lots of cool stuff going on all the time. We love making content for you guys. So until later, guys, I'm Captain Foley. See ya.